It's a fish. You done turned to a queen. It's a fish. Oh. Shining bright. Don't let them go and dim your light. Been a sunflower all your life. All your life. It's all up to you. You know you're the truth. You a true definition of a queen. Definition of queen.
What's up, sunflowers? It's your girl Official Queen K, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, welcome back to the mental health series. Today is episode 3. Today we will be talking about the 7 signs of someone dealing with depression. I took down notes, so if you all see me looking at my phone, it's because I'm reading over my notes. I'm skimming over my notes while I'm talking to you all, okay? But welcome back. Thank y'all for going through this journey with me. We are in the process of healing, growing, and becoming a better us, y'all. And don't get me wrong, these past 2 days, the devil been trying me. He almost took me, but I ain't going for it no more, y'all. We are not falling for that anymore, period. We on to new and better things. And I'm just glad that y'all are going through this process with me. I hope that you all are sharing these videos to someone to stop someone from harming themselves or being down, or just helping them grow. You know, it's all about growing this upcoming season, this upcoming year. Like, we're not moving backwards at all. We're just going to keep pushing forward. We can't afford it, okay? So all of my little sunflowers and this sunflower right here, we're going to be growing and healing, okay? So let's get into the 7 signs of someone dealing with depression. The first sign of someone dealing with depression is anger and irritability. Someone who's always agitated, who has a low tolerance of dealing with people, or just anything for that matter, on a consistent basis. Because you know, sometimes as humans we get angry, we get irritated, but on a consistent basis, that's a sign you all need to watch for. If it's you or someone you love, or even someone that you see on social media, that's a sign of depression. The next sign is concentration problems. They have a hard time focusing on things. You know, whether it comes to schoolwork, their job, or even something that they love. Like, they can't focus on it. It gets to the point where they even start to forget things, like losing memory. I'm not saying like Alzheimer's or something, but I'm talking about that they have so much going through their mind that it's hard to remember things, you know? And don't get me wrong, I was at a point where I had a hard time remembering things, and I was thinking that I was delusional. Because somebody would be like, Chris, you don't remember you doing this or saying this? And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get me wrong, sometimes we forget things, but everything is consistent when it comes to depression. Like, if it's a consistent sign that keeps popping up, or you know it's unusual of a person to act like that, be on the lookout. The third sign is loss of energy. You know, we all have some days where we just want to chill, you know? We want to stay in bed. We just want to kick it in the house. We don't want to go nowhere. But someone who's always fatigued or sluggish, and even at home when someone is physically drained to the point where even small tasks make them exhausted. The loss of energy is one of the bigger ones. They're all big, but loss of energy, because you know, it gets to a point where people start to lose themselves. You know, they stop taking care of themselves, such as in keeping up with their hygiene or keeping their hair done like they usually do. That's not a good thing. Definitely, I would say definitely as a woman, but just as a human being, period. You know, you always want to keep up with yourselves. And the fourth sign, this is a sign that everyone knows, that It's mainly a sign that people be like, oh yeah, they're in depression. A loss of interest in the things that they used to love to do. For example, I used to love running. And don't get me wrong, I still do, but you know, your girl's a little hefty. So, I gotta take it one at a time because I can't just go out there and run 10 miles and I'ma die, okay? But for example, I used to love running cross country. I used to love track, sports period. I wanna say my sophomore year, I believe my sophomore year, I stopped playing sports in college. And ever since then, cause sports used to be like my go-to. Running, it was my getaway. And I just completely stopped it. Cross country, track, just being active, working out, period. Cause I always used to keep up with my weight now. But depression try to get the best of me in quarantine too. But I'm about to get my slim thick on, okay? But anyway, besides the point, if they lose interest in what they used to love to do, that's a sign. They care less about doing their daily activities, such as a hobby, hell, even sex, with your partner. They don't like to do it. They don't have no interest in it. They lost the ability of joy and pleasure, basically. Number 5, reckless behavior. This was a part of my depression, reckless behavior, because I would tear up shit. Don't get me wrong, I would tear up shit. I'm just keeping it straight real with y'all. I would get to fighting with people. I would throw my hands up with anybody, and that's not me. It used to not be me. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a little scaredy cat, but I wasn't into fighting, But once I got deep into depression, boy, I was angry son of a gun. I walked out on jobs, I cussed out a boss, all that. Like, thank God I had got my job back. But this doesn't even involve just fighting, This could be, it's like an escapist behavior. They run to drugs, run to alcohol, them hanging out with the wrong crowd, or them becoming the wrong crowd. It can go from compulsive gambling to reckless driving to even participating in dangerous sports. Y'all, this is the one I've been dealing with for the past 2 days. I'm not going back into depression. I'll be damn that. So I'm just throwing that out there now. But sleep changes, mine probably don't even have nothing to do with depression. I'm gonna just say that because I don't know. Sleep changes, it mostly causes like insomnia, staying up late. But then again, this one is kind of juggly because some people, they just stay up late. And some people just oversleep, you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather for a person to stay up than oversleep everything, Because it's just like, that's your getaway and you miss everything, you miss eating and things like that. So that's a sign to be aware of. Last but not least, y'all, number 7. This is a very important one because it can lead to another health problem, okay? So, yes, weight change. Some people, okay, with appetite change, you have 2 different people. You have someone who eats their stress away or eat their depression away, and you have someone who just won't eat, who lost their full appetite. If they gain more than 5% of their weight in a month, you need to get that person help ASAP, because you don't want someone dealing with obesity or someone who's not eating to be anorexia, For those who don't eat, I feel that it's best to have someone else in the home with them. If you see signs, some of these signs, try to check up on a person consistently, because if a person's not eating, they're not going to get out of bed. They're not going to get out of bed to go feed themselves. They're not. I'm just being honest. I was both. Hell, at one point in time, I was the one not eating. Then at a point in time, when I moved down south, I was eating like a motherfucker. Okay? I'm just keeping it real with y'all, miss. Because it's real hard to come back from anorexia. So you would have to kind of like force them to eat. I'm not saying just like, here, damn it, eat. Don't do that. I'm just like, even if it's just like a banana, an apple, a salad, just something. Even as long as they ate once or twice that day, that's good. And make sure that they're drinking water, drinking fluids, you know, to keep them afloat. Because obesity is bad too, but going through anorexia is just, it's a lot more complications and it's hard to come back from. And then you start to look at your body different. Even with obesity, you will still look at your body different. But anorexia is just really hard to come back from. Alright y'all, that was the 7 signs of someone dealing with depression. If you're new to this channel, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like, comment, and subscribe. And share this video to one of your friends, family member, or even someone on social media. To my sunflowers that has always been here, thank you so much for getting me this far. Thank you so much for riding out with me. I appreciate it. All the love to you all. For real. It's your girl, Official Queen K. And I'll see y'all next time.